character, all the way back to silent films. And it was done by a professor of theology somewhere in the Netherlands. She just didn't know where. And she said, I'll try to track it down for you. And she did. And she sent it to me, and as I said, I received it by mail the night before I sat down with Norman to ask him to come to New York. So I took it with me when we had dinner, and we went to his home and watched the whole thing. It's 90 minutes long. And we watched it, never having known it was in existence, and especially the football game. I had no idea that somebody was shooting what we were doing while we were playing football. And the men said that they thought that the most unusual part of it was where Judas catches the kickoff, and he's eventually tackled by Jesus. So everything about what we've done with this film, and certainly with the live productions that I'm sure a few of you have seen when we come through and do the show live, has been an amazing, wonderful reward. It's always new. Feels like the first time every time we do it as a song. Feels like the first time. So it is magnificent. It has, Norman Peterson gave all of us the future. And so much so that honestly, only people that were in Jesus Christ Superstar, the film, that had been in the film prior to Superstar were Barry Dennen, who played Pontius Pilate, and Joshua Mostel, who played King Herod. And an example, Norman was brilliant in the way he helped us navigate Jerusalem, the Negev, the Dead Sea, everything to be comfortable. He always nurtured us as if we were his contemporary. Never once made us feel like we were insecure or we weren't capable of doing what he wanted us to do. So he had us there several weeks prior to the starting of the shooting schedule of the film so we could acclimate ourselves to the climate, because it was between 100 and 120 every day we were on that set. No trees anywhere, just sand and sunlight, and certainly the Dead Sea. So he very carefully isolated us into different groups. There was Simon and the Zealot tribe. There was Judas and his contemporaries. There were the priests. There were the scribes. And there was the apostles along with Jesus. And he came to us the night before saying, well, tomorrow I'm going to do a shooting test. I'd like all of you to come to the set in costume so we can start figuring out what we're going to do for blocking of this particular sequence. So we all showed up, ready to go. Norman made us feel comfortable. And he blocked us and told us basically what he would like us to do. And he says, it's just a test. We're going to put the cameras on and see how you guys look with each other, make sure you're comfortable. He said, just know that the first thing I do as a director, whenever we start a sequence, I will say action. And whenever I say action, just make sure that you hit your mark. With that, one of the guys said, pardon me, Mr. Jewison, which one of us is Mark? We didn't know. We just had no idea. So when you see this today, you'll know that those elements happen all the time. Norman had no problem with us. He helped us. He made sure that we felt like we were doing it exactly as we wanted. He nurtured us through the whole time. He became our dear closest friend and remains so today. So honestly, I could not be more honored that you come out this many years later. And I hope that what you see today will be something that Frank and I are proud of, certainly because it's a brand new DCP print. You will see things in the film that you've never seen before. I don't know if you're aware, but while we were shooting the film, I met a wonderful woman who became my wife. She's one of the dancers in the film. And since we've seen this new print, I find her in scenes I didn't know she was in. You will see wonderful things. I promise you, the minute Carl starts to sing Heaven on Their Minds, you're going to feel a little tear because you're going to see Carl like you've never seen him before. Yvonne will break your heart. Barry Dennen, when he's doing the trial, will break your heart. All the way through, I just hope you brought Kleenexes that you're prepared, because I'll be sitting back there crying with you. So, forgive me if I sound like I'm bragging. It's not bragging, it is honor coming out of me because I have a family. I have a lifetime that I can look back upon and be honored by something that I had the pleasure of being a part of. can't wait for you to see it. All right. Every one of these screenings that we do, we dedicate to the one man who can't be here, and that's one Carl Anderson. Let's hear it for Carl Anderson. For those of you who don't know, we lost Carl 11 years ago to leukemia, and what we do is, you know, at the end of this movie, when the credits roll, it's dead silence. There's no ending music, closing credit music, or anything. But we do something different at these screenings. What we do is we play a bootleg tape of Carl singing Superstar from a live performance in 1997 in Philadelphia, which turned out to be the very final time that Ted and Carl performed live on stage together. So stay in your seats when the credits start rolling and we play that, and no, that bootleg is not for sale. But if you meet me around the back alleyway after the show, I'll have the trunk of my car open and do a quick deal. Anyway, hey, you know what? Can we do some trivia? Do you want to do some trivia with Pittsburgh? Is Pittsburgh? Are you guys like superstar knowledgeable or what? All right, Ted, we're gonna give away to the winner your 1974 AD remastered CD. Okay, so here's the question. You hold it. You can sign it for me. Whoever wins, and if they don't win, you can sign it to me. Anyway, okay. So here's the question. Carl Anderson had a #1 single. And have you heard of a singer named Robin Thicke who had a song called Blurred Lines? Okay, that was a #1 single. What's the connection? What do the two have in common? What connects both of them? Go ahead.
He sang
No.
that song with Gloria Loring, who's Robin Thicke's mother.
Winner. Come on down. If you didn't do that, Carl Anderson, that was a duet called Friends and Lovers with Gloria Loring, and Gloria Loring is Robin Thicke's mother. Nice one. All right, let's hear it for this guy. That's only like the third CD we've given away this whole tour. I always stumble on that. Oh, here's another one. I'll give you another one. We'll give away. How about this? How about this? You're not going to get this, so I won't give it away. This is the poster for tonight's screening here, and the winner of this one gets this. Okay. Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber. Okay. How did they come up with the title Jesus Christ Superstar? What musical act had was the connection for them to think of that title, Jesus Christ Superstar? Does anybody know the answer? Anybody up there? No? Ted, you want to tell them?
This came to be, honestly, because at the time, Tim and Andrew were actually working on Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. A man named David Land, who is an English entrepreneur, not a musician, not a musical producer, but an entrepreneur for films and television. He wanted to do a children's television program for the BBC, similar to Sesame Street. But he was hoping he could do it with writers who could write material based upon Bible stories. His granddaughter, who was in, I think it was first grade, maybe second grade, their class did a musical program which he went to see. And the children sang a song in that program that he felt was similar to the concept he was looking for. And he talked to the teacher after the show and asked her where she found that song. And she said, a couple of my friends are writing a piece. And he said, well, could you connect me with them? And she did. It was connected. He sat with him and said, Tom, this program, children's program, religious stories, Bible stories, could you come up with